Hey, First ARP Church, how you doing today? Welcome to this week's Five at First. I'm Billy Marino, the church administrator here at First ARP Church, and this is Trip McGill, the director of music ministry. He's here with us today to share a few things about some of the upcoming events and some of the things that will be going on this summer. So, Trip.
Thank you, Billy. Hello, First ARP. I'm so glad to be here. I want to start off with sort of a thank you to our music ministry folks. We have had a very busy year since September, and I'd like to thank Millette Oden and all of her work and all of those that help her on Wednesday nights with the children's music ministry and all that went into the program of Donkey Tales, and I'm just really appreciative of their work. Also, I'd like to thank Karen Willis for her outstanding work with our handbells, and thank our handbell choir for the time they practice every Tuesday night and have played at least once a month and played during the holiday season as well. So we just really appreciate Karen and all of her work. I'd also like to thank Josh and the praise team. They don't end their season; they continue on through the summer, and it's quite a commitment, and we're thankful for all that they do for our 8:30 service. I'd like to thank Phil Biedenbender for his work with our youth choir and our adult chancel choir. The chancel choir will just finished up this past Sunday with their last anthem before they take a little break before August, and then they will be back. But I thank Phil for all of his hard work with both of those groups this year, and we're just appreciative of the growth that those groups have made this year, musically and then in leadership and worship. I'd like to change kind of gears a little bit and give you some information about some things that are happening at Bon Clarkin. As most of you know, I'm gone most of the summer, most of June, the last half of June and most of July at Bon Clarkin, where I'm the director of the Bon Clarkin Music Conference. I'm co-director, and I'm also the director of the Bon Clarkin Music Drama Camp, and then co-director of 2 weeks of Camp Bon Clarkin. And so we have a very, very busy summer lined up. The first week of July, the week of July the 4th, is our music drama camp, and we have several campers from here and a couple of counselors that are going to be working from our church, and I thought you might be interested in knowing that. The next week is our Bon Clarkin Music Conference, and to start that week is our Bon Clarkin Sunday, where First ARP Church always goes to Bon Clarkin, and we have the 11 o'clock service, or an 11 o'clock service at the chapel at Bon Clarkin. On July the 9th, that is Bon Clarkin Sunday, and we will have our service at 11 o'clock, but at 10:30, after you make your way to Bon Clarkin, we'll have a coffee and juice and Danish time out under the trees at the chapel, courtesy of Bon Clarkin, and then we'll have our 11 o'clock service, and then we will have lunch in the Bon Clarkin dining hall. So I want to give you the information. The money for the lunch is due by Thursday, June the 29th at 12 noon here at the office at the office here at the church. And the cost for lunch, as you will see in the email and in the bulletin the next few weeks, is $12 for anyone 11 and older, and then $7 for anyone ages 4 to 10. And then those 0 to 3 years old are free. So you'll want to get that in. I'm going to say those again: $12 for 11 years old and older, $7 for ages 4 to 10, and free for those 0 to age 3. So if you could get that money in, you can make your check out to First ARP Church and turn it in here in the church office by 12 noon on June 29th, and then I'll tally it all up, and they will have a check that will go to Bon Clarkin to pay for it. So if you'll make sure you do that and see the information, they'll be coming out in an email, and it will be in the bulletin the next 3 weeks as well. The Bon Clarkin Music Conference will be that week, and we have 35 singers singing this year, and we have about 70 folks that will be eating at Carroll Cottage all week, and Billy's going to be there helping with the cooking and everything, helping Libby and Eric and Barbie and all of those, and there's a whole host of people, so we're just appreciative of all of those folks that are going to be cooking that week. They're already planning the menus, and it's an exciting week. But But at the end of that week, we'll have the program at the end of the week, which is a music worship service sort of concert in the Youth Activity Building at Bon Clarkin at 7 o'clock. And if you are welcome to come up for that concert and be there for that, and we hope that you will, and come up and support all of our 35 singers from First ARP. The next 2 weeks will be Camp Bon Clarkin on the Bon Clarkin's calendar, and we have about 40 more campers than we've ever had at Camp Bon Clarkin before, so it's going to be a great 2 weeks. Pastor Matt is our camp minister for the first session of Camp Bon Clarkin, and David Hooks is our music leader that week. We have 5 out of the 6 Bible teachers are from our church. We have 3 Bible teachers each session, and we have quite a few counselors and counselors in training, and about 30 or 40 campers from our church that are going to be going and being there. Some of them are going both weeks. So we're really excited about that, and excited about our summer at Bon Clarkin, which involves lots of involvement from here at First ARP in Gastonia. So thank you, and we hope to see everyone at Bon Clarkin on the 9th of July at Bon Clarkin Sunday. And one other thing I forgot to tell him, Billy, is in the afternoon from 2 to 5, there is an opportunity to do the climbing tower, or go boating, or swim in the Bon Clarkin pool. And the information about the form that you have to fill out if you do recreational activities, it will be in the emails and in the bulletin. So we hope you'll take part in that, families and individuals, and just enjoy the afternoon at our denominational conference center. Thank you so much.
Hey Trip, I had a question for you.
All right.
So I remember going up last year for music conference, and they had a zip line. Will that be available as well?
The zip line will be available during the Week of Music Conference, but it won't be available that afternoon. Just those 3 areas, but the climbing tower is available, and I think they on the Sabbath day try to keep things limited and not work so many of the summer staff.
Absolutely, and that makes sense.
And it kind of gives them the day off because the next week's going to be really busy. So.
It will be, and I know from experience. I have an 8-year-old daughter. For those of you that don't know that, and she loved the climbing wall, and she loves being in the lake with the paddle boats,
right,
and doing all the things you can do there, and then obviously the pool.
Right.
I mean, right in the middle of the summer.
Exactly.
So.
Well, we have a great summer staff, and they'll have lifeguards and all those running the climbing tower, and they'll be patient with you if you're doing it the first time, but it's a lot of fun, and we hope we'll see everyone there.
Well, Trip, I really appreciate you coming today and sharing all this information with the church. Is there anything that we can pray for you all and for the ministries?
Well, pray for our counselors this summer. Pray for our clinicians that will be coming and teaching, and just pray for all the campers that they will grow in their faith while being at Bon Clarkin and being spiritually renewed, which is the what Bon Clarkin strives to do.
That is awesome. Well, thank you again so much for joining us today, and we thank you also, our church, First ARP Church family. You all have a great rest of your day.